Hi, welcome to Dwayne's Guitar Lessons. I'm instructor Dwayne Jenkins. In today's video lesson, we are going to be doing an amp review on this bad boy right here, the Orange Dark Terror. This is a really cool amp. I got a few while back, and this thing is awesome. So, if you got a few minutes, stick around, and I'll show you what it's all about.
Audio Jungle.
Okay, so it's a very simple little amp. It's a 15-watt tube amp made by Orange Amplification. It's called the Orange Dark Terror. It's called a little lunchbox amp. It's actually the ones that, the Tiny Terror, which is, this is kind of its like dark brother, I guess you could call it, is the one that kind of started the little mini amp revolution. And this is very, very cool. It's 15 watts, and as you can see, it's very simple. It's got your on and off switch here. It's got a standby switch. Tube amps always have your standby switch, and you can do 15 watts here, or you can do 7 watts. And even at 7 watts, this thing is extremely loud. It's crazy. And then you have 3 simple knobs. Look at that. Volume, shape, which is basically your tone, and gain, and that's it. And then the input for the guitar. See how simple that is? Can't really go wrong with that. Okay, then we flip it over, turn it around, I guess you could say, and we have the back. Now what's really cool about this little lunchbox amp is it has an effects loop, which the other ones didn't come with. So that's what's really neat about this one. It's got an effects loop, return and send, put pedals through there. Okay, you've got your speaker outputs here, which is cool, and you've got some options too. Okay, so as we've got 2 8-ohm and we have a 16 ohm. Now one of my students had asked me about what the difference is on that. Well, you want to match the ohms. So if you have an 8-ohm speaker cabinet, you want to plug it in here. If you have 2 8-ohm speaker cabinets, you plug them both in here. And then if you have one 16-ohm cabinet, you plug it into here. Okay? Look at basic, real simple. Power cord goes there. And if you look closely, you can see it's got the tubes back there. Okay? There's your transformer. It's got 2 power tubes and 4 preamp tubes, which give you your distortion. And this thing is a beast for 15 watts, even at 7 watts, but 15, look out, okay? So let's demo this bad boy and check out what it sounds like. I've got it plugged into a 1x12 Marshall cabinet, 16 ohm cabinet, so I plugged it into the back where it said 16 ohms, so they match, okay? If this was an 8 ohm cabinet, I would have plugged it into the 8 ohm position back there, okay? So once again, a very simple amp. There's really nothing to it. It's one channel. Right now I have it on standby. I have it at 7 watts because it's just awesome at 7 watts. It really cranks. So we'll turn the volume up a little bit. Gain, as you can see, we have a little bit of gain. So you can have a little bit of a clean channel, but it's not really designed for that. You know what I'm saying? It's designed for metal, crunch. This is great for if you want to play like heavy metal. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's the Dark Terror, not the Tiny Terror. Okay? So the volume up. And what's great, it's got a lot of gain in it, And at 7 watts, it compresses everything, so the more you put it up, it's got a lot of gain for a very low volume. Now, it would be nice if it had some reverb in it, but you can take a reverb pedal and plug it in through the back, and then you have your reverb right there. So it's kind of almost like, what's cool about having that effects loop is you can add some pedals to it in the back. You could add some reverb, some delay, something like that, okay? But I just want to show you the amp by itself because it's really cool. Now, the gain is only halfway, but if we put the gain all the way, let's say 3/4, and if we turn it all the way up, as you can see, it's just a very awesome tone amp. That's it. There's no frills to it or nothing. Just one channel, no reverb, just straight, pure tone. Okay, so here I have it in 15 watt mode. And this thing is really super loud, you know. But you can tell difference between the two watt modes is you can tell that there's more headroom. What they call headroom is that what headroom is there's more clean before it breaks up into distortion. Okay, as you can tell, it's just more clean, and the gain is almost half the way up. Is where when it was on 7 watts, by the time you got here, it was pretty good gain. Okay, so that's really the difference. When you have a lower wattage, it compresses everything, and then you just get more punch, you know. So depending on, but the 15 watts makes it louder. Okay. But you could see, like I was saying, you could see there's more headroom. It stays clean longer before it actually distorts at 15 watts, okay? But you're getting more volume, so. And this is just like, you know, I have this just like on 1, you know. Could you imagine if I put it up here to 5 or 6 and just, you know, start rattling the windows. That's what's awesome about these tube amps. If you ever want to get a good amp, get tube, I'm telling you. Big difference between the two. They cost more, but you can get a much better tone. Okay, so there we have it, a little bit of review of the Darktera, a little demonstration how it works. It's pretty basic amp, you know, it's just have your volume, your shape, and your gain. But there's a lot of stuff you can do with that. And the effects loop, the way that works back here is you have a send and a return. So basically, send is going out, return is going in. So when you hook up your pedals, what you do is you go out of the pedal into the amp, and then out of the amp into your pedals, okay? So you'll need, to use the effects loop, you need 3 cables. 2 for the effects loop to go in and out of the pedal, and then 1 to go straight from your guitar into the amp, okay? So with the effects loop, you've got almost like 2 channels. You know, you can even run the amp kind of clean if you wanted to, and use a distortion pedal if you wanted to. You know, then you'd have kind of a 2-channel amp. But the distortion in the amp is primo, if you ask me. So I would just not even bother with that. Just use it as a, you know, as a 1 channel. Crank up the distortion if that's the way you play. This is perfect for that. But like I said, if you do go between distortion and clean, you could always kind of run the amp clean and then use a distortion pedal, and you'd have 2 channels, okay? But it's not really designed that way. It's just designed for that 1 channel crunch for playing metal. Perfect for that. Comes with a little carrying case right here. Oops. Right here, very cool little carrying case. There's orange on it. The strap and stuff to protect it. It's awesome. And you just get you a speaker cabinet to go with it. You could get, I had it through a 1x12 Marshall, but you get a 2x12 or a 4x12. Might help if I learn how to talk. Yeah, 4x12, that's what I tested out of at the music store, and that's what really caught my attention because it just sounded awesome. I said, I'll take that. I'm more of a Marshall guy. I don't really play through Orange, but Orange is awesome too. They're a British amp like Marshall. That's probably why I like them. So Marshall for me is #1, and then I'd say Orange #2. And of course, if you want clean, go with Fender. But we're talking about the Orange Darktera. If you like metal, definitely check out this amp. The Orange Darktera definitely might be something that you're looking for. So thank you so much for being here. Until next time, keep practicing, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for future notifications. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Check out my books if you need some help. Let me know. You can contact me. I do in-lesson and online lessons as well. So if you're up here in Broomfield, Colorado, where I'm located at, contact me. We'll set up a lesson. If you're not, if you're far away, let me know. We'll get online, do some lessons, help you out with your learning, okay? So until next time, keep practicing, and I'll see you at our next lesson.